Also a note that Teresa's coming in, so we may add her on here soon.
Good day, David.
Yep. Okay, I'm ready to go.
This is a StormTrack 5 severe weather alert.
I'm meteorologist David Boyd, live in the StormTrack 5 Weather Center with a severe weather update. We're continuing to watch that severe thunderstorm in Greene County, and it has intensified again and is likely producing some large hail moving toward Greenville and Tusculum. There's a live look at Tusculum looking toward the thunderstorm. The region is, at least northeast Tennessee, is under a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 o'clock. But of more urgent concern, we have the severe thunderstorm warning that is in place now for much of Greene County. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So earlier I was talking about how there are 3 levels of severe thunderstorm warnings. This is the middle level. It has the possibility of some golf ball sized hail near Mossheim right now, and also some gusts to 60 miles an hour, and a tornado is possible. So we're watching that hook there near Mossheim to see if rotation gets stronger, and we'll be watching to see if a tornado is going to develop or not. Currently, rotation is not strong enough for tornado warning, but we are concerned about the very large hail. So looking at the latest hail tracker, it is picking up on that $50 to potentially golf ball sized hail, likely around Midway and Mossheim. So this is close to the exit 23 area, moving along 11E toward Greenville. So heads up, if you have a car that you can move into a shelter in Greenville, I would be doing that right now to protect from this large hail that is likely coming down. We've had reports of hail from this storm just upstream, 3 different reports. So in Bean Station, a report of ping pong ball sized hail, 1.5 inch in diameter, 1 inch diameter in Morristown, and around Rutledge, 2.5 inch diameter. That's tennis ball sized hail reported with this storm earlier, now in western Greene County. So we'll go back to the radar to show you where this storm is right now. The potential hail is as far north as exit 30, but over Mossheim and Midway, moving toward Mount Pleasant and heading toward Greenville. Let's take a look now at lightning with this storm. For the past 15 minutes, about 92 cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. Looking at the velocity, certainly some strong winds. We are seeing some rotation there near Mossheim, moving toward Mount Pleasant and toward Greenville along 11E. So again, at this moment, it is a severe thunderstorm warning, a considerable warning, level 2 out of 3, if you will, for the possibility of some golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Now putting this into motion here, you can see how that storm is racing to the east. It's been, the speed has been varying a little bit from time to time. So now it's moving east at about 30 miles an hour. I'm gonna put a StormTrack on this cell as it's beginning to bear down on Greenville. So it looks like the most intense part is right in here. We'll push it off to the east. So these are the communities that will likely be impacted here over the next few minutes. got new scans. We'll update it just a little bit. So moving into Mount Pleasant, basically now. Craft Spring, 11:26, into Greenville by 11:30. So you have less than 10 minutes before this comes crashing into Greenville. Tusculum by 11:37, and toward Limestone at about 11:45. That's the latest on the StormTrack. Take a look at the wind shear. There is some, but I think the main concern right now is that hail that could be up to golf ball sized moving along 11E. So if you know anybody traveling along 11E between Greenville and the interstate, give them a heads up that this is a serious storm, and it's had a history of producing large hail. So this is not just radar indicated, but it's been cycling and getting stronger at times like it is right now. So zooming in a little bit closer to where that hail is most likely, right there along 11E. And moving right toward Greenville. So I'm concerned about hail damage moving into Greenville here over the next 10 minutes or so. Load up the Tusculum camera again and turned it toward the west to watch as this cell gets closer. So we'll check back as it gets a little bit closer to Greenville. Back over to radar. I do want to mention that this is the only warning in the viewing area right now. There are a few downpours in a few other spots, including around Gray. This is the storm of concern right now, with hail potentially on the northern side and watching for a potential tornado. Currently, no tornado warning in place, but if this storm begins to intensify a little bit more, then we could see another tornado warning issued. The radar is not that far away near Morristown, so we have some good radar data. And looking at the debris tracker, not seeing anything there that's concerning, so that's good news. Just recapping that this storm has produced large hail to the west around Rutledge and Morristown, and also in Bing Station. Over the past 15 minutes, the part of the storm has had 77 cloud to ground lightning strikes. And this is just round one. We're expecting another round of storms this evening. So there's the latest scan coming in. Switch over to just radar. Still seeing that hail core around Blue Springs Parkway, Cherokee Boulevard, and 11E. Old Knoxville Highway. This is northward too. You could see some large hail in other parts of Greene County, all the way northward to around the exit 30 area on Highway 70. So there's where Tusculum is, where our camera is located. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we get a little bit closer. Zoom out and show you the radar loop now. This cell has been pretty intense, had a tornado warning with it earlier when it was in Hamblin County. Now we are at a level 2 severe thunderstorm warning. The possibility of some golf ball sized hail moving into Greenville, and also 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts that can cause damage. Just checking the weather service to make sure there's no new information. Don't see anything there. Okay. The other threat that we're keeping an eye on, and this is with the multiple rounds of storms that could be coming through tonight. The flood watch is in place for all of East Tennessee, Southeast Kentucky, most of Southwest Virginia through Thursday morning. Radar replay shows that most of the lightning activity is over Greene County and also just to the east of Knoxville. As we look at the future radar, once this begins to move out, we could see another round of scattered storms coming in late afternoon and potentially a third round coming in later this evening. Now, the forecast data has been kind of going back and forth on exactly when and where these thunderstorm complexes are going to be pushing through. So it's going to be something we're just going to have to monitor and update you throughout the afternoon. But there's enough wind shear in the atmosphere that we're concerned about the possibility of tornadoes, and certainly a lot of instability enough to produce the large hail. We've already had reports of tennis ball sized hail in Rutledge earlier. So there's the live look from Tusculum University looking back toward the storm. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Northeast Tennessee, parts of North Carolina till 4 p.m. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets canceled early, and then we may see another watch issued later on. So the big picture shows that that large thunderstorm complex that's east of Knoxville does not have a warning on it. There's some heavy rains around Kodak. And then back to the storm we're most concerned about for our viewing area with the large hail. There's the latest scan on the northwest side of Greenville. Some very heavy rains, Greene County Airport, especially north side of Greenville now, with the hail potential, and Mount Pleasant. There along Highway 70 and also Baileyton Road, heading north toward exit 36. So we'll turn off the radar just to show you where this warning is in place. These are the areas that are under the warning currently. From exit 30 southward into Greenville, Greene County Airport. Tusculum hasn't been added to the warning quite yet, but I think that it will be issued soon. So the warning was updated just to take out Hawkins County. There was a very small part of Hawkins County in that warning. But now we are seeing the warning only in Greene County. So the warning's still in place until 11:45. It's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, or level 2 out of 3, with the possibility of some golf ball sized hail, 1.75 inch diameter, or some 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. And there still is the possibility that a tornado could form. Currently not seeing enough rotation on radar, not seeing enough wind shear right there. And there is some rotation on radar. It doesn't look very strong right now. Back over to the hail tracker, showing nickel to quarter-sized hail around Mount Pleasant. This may be falling a little bit further east than what this is showing. A similar area. We're not seeing the purple on radar, so that's some good news. Still concerned about at least quarter-sized hail, if not larger. So we're now at 11:30. We've broken into programming because of this significant severe weather threat. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning that's in place for Greene County, including Greenville, until 11:45. Storms moving to the east about 30 to 35 miles an hour. Load up the Tusculum camera. Looks like that the rain has begun to push in there. So some ominous skies as we look westward from Tusculum University toward that severe thunderstorm. It's likely been producing some hail. So there's the big picture of the thunderstorm warning. Still haven't gotten any reports of hail in Greene County just yet. But meteorologist Teresa Carter has joined me behind the scenes. So she's going to be checking chime in. So if you have any pictures that you want to submit, once it's safe to do so, if you have any pictures of severe weather, you can send them in to wcyb.com/chime-in. That's where you can upload your pictures and your videos. And you can also check out the gallery once we've approved them so you can see what has been happening around the area. So wcyb.com/chime-in. But you can also access in the News 5 app. And then, of course, you can get severe weather alerts in the StormTrack 5 app. So here's the latest recap on the warning. Turn off the radar just to show you that the warning's fairly small right now, including much of the Greenville area, including the airport. Latest lightning count over the past 15 minutes, about 44 cloud-to-ground lightning strikes. New storm report coming in. This was in Hamblin County. This is actually of wind damage. So this is the first wind damage report in Morristown, a tree on a house on Old Liberty Hill Road. That was reported to have happened about 10:45. Morristown also had some quarter-sized hail. Bean Station had ping pong ball sized hail, and then the most impressive storm report so far around Rutledge, 2.5-inch diameter hail, tennis ball sized hail, and that's with the storm that's currently moving through Greene County. So this storm does have a history of producing large hail and now a history of producing wind damage. So the storm is now bearing down on Greenville, moving into downtown right now. Airport getting hit, moving toward the hospital and moving toward Tusculum. Greenville Middle getting hit. We're watching the southern side for any rotation. Check the latest scan now. Still some broad rotation. And there's the new warning. Let's zoom out and show the latest coming in on this cell. So this warning has been extended further to the east. It is still a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. So this is that level 2 out of 3 severe thunderstorm warning. So this is going to include more of Greene County. This is in place for Camp Creek, for Tusculum, Horse Creek, and also includes southern Washington County, Tennessee, around South Central, and into far southern sections of Unicoi County, close to Rocky Fork. So this warning is in effect until 12:15. We have the possibility of some golf ball sized hail in Greenville right now, and also the risk of 60-mile-an-hour wind gust as this cell continues to push to the east at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So that updated warning now to include more areas downstream of this severe thunderstorm. Let's check out the latest hail tracker. So this is probably from just a few minutes ago of the half-dollar sized hail. This is likely now falling in Greenville. Sometimes this can be just a couple of minutes behind, but it gives us a good idea from the latest scan. It takes a little while to analyze that. Then as we look at radar, we can tell that the hail is likely in downtown Greenville, northward to the airport, moving toward Tusculum. Let's go back to the Tusculum camera, show you what we are seeing there. Certainly some ominous skies. I'm gonna move this camera around a little bit just to kind of see what we can see as we pan a little bit. So there's the university right there. You certainly see some low clouds. And we'll pan back to the right, seeing that very heavy rain the torrential downpours right here over downtown Greenville, and also likely the hail coming down. So we pan a little bit more to the right. It's like the rain's even heavier. Okay, so that's what we can see currently from the Tusculum cam. So we'll go back to that as it approaches Tusculum University. Back over to the radar. So we have 2 warnings in place. One that includes downtown Greenville. It's in place until 11:45. And then the brand new warning we were talking about for Tusculum, for Camp Creek, or Horse Creek, around Chucky and Limestone, also in this warning. South Central, the possibility of some golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So we check out the velocity scope. Not seeing anything too concerning at the moment, but still watching this southern edge, this part of the storm, especially when it starts to hook more like that, for any potential tornado that may develop on the south side of Greenville, moving toward Alexander Mill. So some of the heavier rain moving into Tusculum. And also the hail coming down over Greene County Airport, seeing some of that purple again. Over the hospital, Irwin Highway. There's Chucky Elementary right there. Let's check out the latest velocity now, see if anything has changed. Nothing yet. But still on this warning, labeled as tornado possible. So that is just below a tornado warning. So you certainly want to take shelter right now in Tusculum. You're going to be away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Go ahead and treat this like a tornado warning, even though there's no tornado warning in effect. If any time that there's the possibility of some golf ball sized hail, you don't want to be anywhere close to windows. So the most intense part of the cell, Greene County Airport over downtown, Jones Bridge Road, pushing to the east, heading toward Tusculum, heading toward Alexander Mill, and going to get close to Camp Creek. It might go just north, but it's also going to be impacting Chucky Elementary and eventually toward Horse Creek and South Central. Let's go back to the Tusculum camera now as the cell continues to get closer. We'll pan around to kind of get a better perspective here. So there's the campus. As we turn, we can see more of the torrential downpours. Not seeing any hail coming down here at the moment. Then as we pan further, we get to the pole that the camera is on. Now we're actually turned all the way to the east toward the sunrise. That's the sunrise perspective. So that's what's coming into Tusculum, what's been over Greenville here over the past few minutes. And meteorologist Teresa Carter is joining me. What color mic do you have?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, Randy, we're going to be adding Teresa on the blue mic.
Yeah, I've been trying to look through the storm reports and nothing new yet.
Okay. Yeah, nothing has come in Greene County yet, as Teresa mentioned. That hail core now on the northeast side of Greenville, and it's going to be moving into Tusculum very soon. So there's some of the lightning that we're seeing. This one cell has been holding together for quite some time. Moved in out of Kentucky, actually. Okay, back over to radar just for a moment. Don't want to miss anything that comes in new there. So there's the core of the storm over Tusculum, near and northwest of Tusculum, Snaps Ferry Road, likely seeing some hail. Hail tracker has gone back up to $half to maybe ping pong ball sized hail. And again, now that's probably shifted to the east. So what you see here is probably coming down just a little bit to the east. Zoom back out just a little bit. So this warning also includes South Central and toward Rocky Fork, Greystone, but the worst right over Tusculum. So we'll go back over to our Tusculum camera. Yeah, conditions certainly have deteriorated here.
I have
Hard to see
Irwin.
much along Irwin Highway. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have the Irwin camera up right now, and looks like there's a little bit of a cell that's moving through currently, bringing some rain showers, but that severe thunderstorm warning is just to the west of Irwin. So be prepared, Irwin, for receiving some strong to severe thunderstorms, because that line is going to be moving east into Irwin.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that camera. Thank you, Teresa. So visibility has dropped quite a bit in Tusculum. We're panning around here on the camera that's on the roof to try to get an idea if we can see any of the hail that might be coming down. So, not seeing at this location. The radar still indicating the possibility of some quarter-sized hail, possibly up to golf ball size. And that's at least at radar level. Sometimes the hail will melt a little bit on the way down, so that's what we're hoping for. But certainly torrential downpours, and we are concerned about the risk of localized flooding through tonight with some more rounds of thunderstorms that are expected on and off through tonight. We got an update to the warning there. Okay, so the warning for Greenville is going to expire because the storm has moved out. So nothing really of note yet. But there's the most intense part of the storm around Chucky to Tusculum, Alexander Mill, moving toward Horse Creek. And this storm has had a history of producing wind damage and hail back to the west near Morristown and Rutledge. Nothing's been officially reported yet in Greene County, but I would not be surprised at all if we get some reports coming in here soon, the way that storm has been looking on radar. 50 reports, 51 lightning strikes over the past 15 minutes. There's that hail in the Tusculum area pushing east. So one more check of the Tusculum camera showing that torrential downpour. Just hard to see with how heavy the rain is. We're getting much hail there, but certainly some strong winds. You want to certainly not be on the road. You want to wait for this storm to pass. And if you know anybody in that area, just check in on them. As the worst of the storm is over Tusculum, now we can give an all clear. There's still some rain moving toward Greenville, but areas west of Greenville are no longer in the warning. It's now to the east. So again, if you have any storm reports that you want to share when it's safe to do so, please don't put yourself in danger to take pictures. But you can upload them to wcyb.com/chime-in. And we'll be checking that throughout the day and through tonight. So we still have this considerable severe thunderstorm warning. It's in place till 12:15. You can see some golf ball sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. It's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, or level 2 out of 3. We're watching this area in this hook zone to see if it begins to rotate any more, as there is the possibility of a tornado, but the rotation not strong enough for a tornado warning. We've been watching this hail core as the storm's been cycling, getting stronger, and then just a little bit weaker. It's going to be moving toward Horse Creek and South Central here over the next few minutes. So we're going to continue to monitor this for a few more minutes. Then we're going to take a short break and then come back for News 5 at noon. But we're going to wait just a few more minutes before going back to programming. And I know that we've been on a long time, and we only break in when we think that is really necessary, whenever we have these more urgent situations coming in, and especially into populated areas.
I do have a viewer photo from Mossheim, Tennessee, from Kenny R. showing some hail currently
Okay, gotcha.
in Greene County.
So thankfully that looks fairly small.
Yes.
So that's good news at least. I'm thinking that the worst of the storm probably went just north of Mossheim, but hopefully the hail that's been detected on radar has not been making it to the ground. So we're going to do one more storm track before we go back to regular programming. This cell has been warned now for quite some time. So the next 30 minutes, heading toward Limestone, basically now, Bright Zoo, 11:52, South Central, 11:56, Lamar around 12:04, Irwin about 12:13. So we will continue to monitor this storm, and we're going to have the very latest coming up on News 5 at noon, and updates throughout the day as we potentially have another round of storms coming in this afternoon and or this evening. But for now, back to regular programming.